Thank you, gentlemen. Friday Night Fights on ESPN2, presented by Miller High Life. Super Bantamweights, 10 rounds. Israel Vazquez and Hector Velazquez squaring off at the Fantasy Springs in Indio, California. Located about 25 minutes outside of Palm Springs. There is Hector Velazquez. He's 24 years of age, fighting out of Tijuana, Mexico, weighing in at 124 pounds. He has a professional record of 27-6-1 with 22 knockout wins. He has not had a decision win since July of 1995. Either knockout wins, knockout losses. One decision loss in there. He'll be taking on 22-year-old Israel Vazquez out of Mexico City. He weighed in at 124 pounds. He has a professional record of 23-2 with 17 knockouts. He has won 14 of his last 15. So Vazquez and Velazquez come to the center of the ring. Pat Russell is the referee for tonight's first bout of the evening. And let's take a look at the California rules for tonight's first bout. And they are as follows. No 3 knockdown rule, no standing 8 count. Fighter can be saved by the bell in the final round only. Accidental cut, they'll go to the scorecards after 4 rounds are complete. Well, we saw Israel Vazquez here on Friday Night Fights last month in January in Sacramento. 8-round decision win against Adel Ruiz. Won it unanimously. Hadn't fought in a while, felt he was a bit rusty. Interesting here, Teddy. Vazquez in the black trunks is a natural super bantamweight, fights at around 122 pounds. Velazquez in the blue trunks, who's coming off a December 4th knockout win in Mexico against Jose Garcia, has fought as high as lightweight and has fought a lot of his fights at junior lightweight. So Velazquez has had to come down about 6 pounds for this fight.
Yes, no doubt about it. The bigger guy, as you said very well, Velazquez. So you would think right away that Vazquez would want to use those legs a little bit and fight on the outside like he is right now.
Velazquez with some very interesting training. He's been with Eric Morales working in Mexico at Centro Ceremonial Arturi. And that is about 2 hours from Mexico City at an altitude of 15,000 feet. Now, Big Bear, California, my understanding is about 7,000 feet. That's altitude. This is double that. It's run by the Mexican government, and he'd been working with Eric Morales, who has a title fight coming up later in the month. And he said, listen, I'm stronger at this weight going against 122-pound guys, and I barely feel their punches. We'll find out, because Vazquez in the black does have a pretty good punch.
Of course, the feeling and the theory behind going into altitude is that obviously it helps your conditioning, helps your endurance. Actually, medically, it adds red blood cells, so you have more oxygen content in your blood, and you're able to go a little bit stronger, a little bit faster, more endurance. But the myth behind it is that it's real advantage once you get out of that altitude, because, Bob, I've had guys in altitude too. Once you leave the altitude, the high altitude, after about a day, you no longer have the advantage. So it's only an advantage if you could fight there within a day or two. Otherwise, boom, it's right out the window.
Well, Velazquez told us that the Holland cycling team trains there. They need government clearance from the government of Mexico. And said it took about 10 days just to get acclimated. Good luck hook to the body by Vazquez.
See, Velazquez is timing his right hand over the slow jab of Vazquez. Taller Velazquez has that long right hand. He's able to time it at the right distance over that shorter jab of Vazquez. You can look for that. He tried it again that time, but he led with it instead of timing it. There he timed it, but he missed. Funny thing, right now, the bigger man, the man who's really a junior lightweight against a junior featherweight, Velazquez, is boxing on the outside, picking his spots.
Taking shots to the body by Velazquez, some wide. Final seconds of this first round, scheduled 10-rounder between Israel Vazquez in the black and Hector Velazquez in the blue. Combination by Velazquez to end round number 1. Well, coming up tonight in our main event, we have a 12-round junior welterweight bout for you, featuring Antonio Diaz. He will defend one of his minor world championships. He has 29 wins, 20 knockouts in his professional career. He'll be taking on James Too Sweet Creighton out of Las Vegas with 31 wins. Glad you can join us for Friday Night Fights here on ESPN2. Bob Papa along with Teddy Atlas. And Teddy, In the last fight, you know, sometimes when you're trying to close your suitcase and that zipper gets caught, can't get it closed. Well, both of these guys, Diaz and Creighton, got dropped in their last fight. Does that have any effect coming into tonight?
Yeah, that does have an effect. I mean, it would have more of an effect if they were younger guys. These two guys are veterans. Boy, are they veterans. They've been around a long time, so they won't let it bother them too much. But you got to wonder about Diaz. He's real close to a world title fight. Matter of fact, one of the guys that he's already beaten is fighting Katsusu for a title he thought he was going to be fighting for. So, having been dropped in his last fight, he's got to start to worry a little bit. Hey, I'm real close to a title fight. I'm taking these tough, dangerous fights before I'm getting my title fight. I don't want to blow it. So there's a little extra pressure, a little tension on him.
All right, that is coming up in tonight's main event. Right now, Israel Vazquez in the black trunks and Hector Velazquez in the blue, underway in round number 2. Fairly even first round. Both guys are able to land some body shots. The taller Velazquez in the blue trying to use his reach and the jab. How does Vazquez in the black, Teddy, get closer? How does he close that distance?
One thing, he doesn't go straight back like he just did there. Then he's in the path of the punch. And he doesn't walk, just walk in. He's got to use that jab, slip to either side, try to take the jab away from the taller Velazquez. Or start to go to the body. Look for counters underneath that jab to the body a little bit. They have to close that distance without leaving himself wide open.
Take a look at the punch numbers in round number 1. And you see that Velazquez threw 41 more punches, and he landed 20 more in that first round. Not an exceptionally big ring, 18 feet by 18 feet inside the ropes. We're outdoors in the parking lot here at the Fantasy Springs Casino in Indio. Temperature cooling off a bit, but still very comfortable. And with the television and ring lights, it shouldn't be a factor for the fighters.
See the experience of Velazquez, very relaxed with his punches. Sometimes almost too much. And maybe leave them hanging out there a little bit where you can come back and nab him with a counter. But very relaxed. When you relax, you do punch better. You don't have to try to knock a building down. You just let it go at the right time, you catch the guy clean.
Both guys looking to do some body work. Velazquez in the blue, best competition he's been in against. Former world champion Kevin Kelly lost a unanimous decision in May of 1999. Velazquez actually won the first 2 rounds of that fight. Said he learned a lot about being in against top-name guys and how to deal with the pressures.
Body shot a little close to the border there. Referee warns Velazquez, keep it up.
Both men hail from Mexico, although Vazquez in the black has been fighting out of Los Angeles the last 2 years. So far through the first 2 rounds, the taller Hector Velazquez in the blue has been able to control the distance against the shorter Vazquez. Friday Night Fights on ESPN2 is presented by Miller High Life. We're in Indio, California at the Fantasy Springs Casino. Outdoors, Hector Velazquez and Israel Vazquez getting set for the start of round number 3 in this 10-round super bantamweight bout.
We approach the 3rd round.
So far through the first 2 rounds, the shorter Israel Vazquez has had a slight edge as far as landing jabs, although the taller Velazquez has thrown 20 more.
Right now, as you mentioned at the end of the last round, taller Velazquez doing a good job with that distance bombing. He's using the jab before pretty good and forcing Vazquez to walk into traps. I think you can look for the taller man to try to set up that uppercut a little bit with the shorter guy maybe walking into it.
And just because Vazquez is shorter doesn't mean he can't jab, right, Teddy? And there's another low blow.
Exactly right. Matter of fact, the shorter guy should use that jab. He should not try to force his way in with the hooks and these big punches, because that just exaggerates his shortness. That just exaggerates the problem that he has being a shorter guy. One of the ways to deal with it is to use the jab, to slip and jab at the right time. Good counter hook there by Vazquez. You can be shorter, you can still catch the taller man. Just time. Make him miss, get into the proper position before you throw. Vazquez is starting to get close to this round, Bob.
The punch numbers in round number 2. You see again Velazquez much busier, but in round number 2 Vazquez a bit more accurate. I thought Velazquez though controlled the tempo of that second round as well.
He takes away, Velazquez, the taller man, the long arms, takes away some of that height by throwing a lot of round punches, Bob. If you notice, throws that looping right hand. That takes your height away, because you got to get closer to throw it around. So you're not fighting tall anymore. All of a sudden, you're fighting like a shorter guy. Like now, even though he got the better of it, by throwing those kind of punches right there, now he's in range where Vazquez would be effective, but Vazquez didn't do anything.
That's the other key. Vazquez has to do work when he does get inside.
Yeah, even though he's a small,
long blow.
That one was close. That one was close to the solar plexus. Maybe we'll get a look at it a little bit later.
Well, the one in round, I guess it was round 2. And then the one earlier in this round was definitely low. That one was closer.
Velazquez, on the scouting reports, is known as a good body puncher.
We're going to have to take a look and see if that last one was a low blow, because Velazquez just had a pointed up. The guys in the truck say it was below the belt. They screen the replay.
Funny thing, right now, Vazquez is a smaller man, but he's going to have to fight inside, but then use his legs to get out.
Final 10 seconds of this third round. A round in which the taller Hector Velazquez had a point deducted for his third low blow.
There's the bell. That's the end of round. Round
Well,
4.
the camera doesn't lie. There's no doubt about it. Low blow coming up right here. But how much did it hurt? Only Mr. Vazquez knows. And the point was taken away from Mr. Velazquez.
Well, that was the second low blow of the round by Velazquez and the third of the fight. It's a pretty good round, though, for Velazquez overall.
You know, sometimes when you have the longer arms and you're fighting a shorter guy, which Velazquez does have the longer arms, and he is fighting a shorter guy, those punches can stray south to the border a little bit. It's a little bit less control when you got those longer arms, especially if you're throwing those kind of hooks or uppercut hooks to the body. They can stray a little bit. You have shorter arms, there's a little bit more accuracy in those punches. Doesn't have as far to travel. See, now Velazquez starting to throw the right punches at the right time, Bob. He's throwing uppercuts before Vazquez can get in. And that's what he needs to take advantage of being a taller guy. Let those hands go at the right distance before the shorter guy can get in.
See, through 3 rounds, Velazquez has thrown exactly 100 more punches and landed 32 more. Did lose that point in round 3 for the low blow.
We're looking at the disadvantage of Vazquez being the shorter guy, the smaller guy. Look at some advantages. He's got the better legs. He's a little quicker, it looks like. He needs to start getting in and getting out, getting angles a little bit. I think he can turn it around a little bit, Vazquez, if he starts doing that. Because he's got a guy in front of him in Velazquez that needs to be set to punch. So Vazquez started coming off angles like he's doing a little bit now. He can start to be effective like he's doing right here. Just little moves to the side and then punch. Starting to do it a little bit. Because then Velazquez has to move his feet to get set. While he's moving his feet, he's not ready to punch. Those little angles there. That time he went straight back. You don't want to do that.
got tagged with the left hand.
You don't want to go straight back with anybody, especially a guy that needs to be set to punch. If you go straight back, now you're inviting him right in. He is set to punch.
Mr. Boxer is keeping a very brisk pace through the first 3 rounds and nearly 4 rounds. Not a lot of dull spots. Vazquez with a good hook to the body.
Velazquez likes to throw most punches round. Gives Vazquez a chance inside to maybe beat him with a shorter punch inside one of those round punches. He's going to have to do something to turn around.
Very hard fight to judge and a hard fight for both guys. Welcome back to your Friday Night Fights here on ESPN2 from Indio, California. Bob Papa, Teddy Atlas, Israel Vazquez in the black trunks, Hector Velazquez in the blue. Underway, round number 5 scheduled for 10. Super bantamweights. Point deducted from Velazquez in round number 3 for a low blow. But he has controlled this fight for the most part.
Hector, let him go. Stop. Break. Let go.
He's been busier and more accurate.
Push down his head.
Vazquez the last couple of times, the shorter man allowed the taller man to lean into him, and he countered with the hook. That's one way to take away a guy being taller. Make him come into small territory. Make him fall into you. No reason why you can't do that. You don't always have to go get him. More ways than one to skin a cat.
There you have a 39-36 for Velazquez. Losing that point in the 3rd round. Have a 38-37 for Velazquez.
Vazquez is doing real good work with that kind of left hook this round, Bob. Real clean. He's getting Velazquez to lean a little bit, and then he's countering with that left hook pretty good. Right there. See how he made him lean a little bit? That's a case of the taller man not fighting tall, falling in, not using his height. Instead of punching with his feet set from where he is and using those long arms, he's falling into a shorter man. And you don't have long arms anymore. Not if you fall in. Vazquez doing good work with that left hook this round. Real good work. He found a home to counter with that left hook.
He's done a pretty good job with his jab, too.
Yes, at the right time, he's used it pretty well. Just has to be careful he doesn't leave it out there a little lazy and get countered. Right hand by Velazquez. That long right hand. Like that. And he's got to watch he doesn't go straight back.
That's about the 3rd or 4th time he's done that in the fight. He's gotten tagged.
If he's going to go back, he should bend and go back. Don't go back tall. Go back small. Or go around the guy. Don't go straight back there. Went back straight, got caught with that long right hand. Again. Got a man with long arms. You can't go straight back. Where you think you're out of range, you're not out of range. That arm's too long.
Well, it was a pretty good round for Vazquez until the last 30 seconds or so. And 2 straight right hands by Velazquez. Solid punches.
Here's a riddle for you. When's the taller man no longer the taller man? When he reaches in with the right hand, just like Velazquez does there, and he gets countered by the shorter man, Vazquez. Good counter left hook by Vazquez.
Round number 6 underway in this 10-round super bantamweight bout. So let's see if Vazquez could build upon that. Even though in the final 30 seconds of the last round, Velazquez was able to unload a couple of good right hands.
Vazquez starting off trying to get angles. Trying to let the taller man, the bigger man, get set. Trying to come in off the side door a little bit, Bob, not the front door.
In every round, Velazquez has thrown at least 94 punches. So he's been very busy. Jabs in the 5th round. The shorter Vazquez, 4 of 37. The taller Velazquez, 0 for 22.
2 spots where Vazquez, the shorter man, has to be careful. One is coming in, that he doesn't reach, coming in with the taller guy and going straight back. Shouldn't go straight back.
Power numbers, and you see Velazquez much busier and more accurate with those shots. And a lot of it's been good right hands. Counter left by Velazquez.
Because both guys have hit the deck in their careers. As you talked about before, they've both been stopped. Vazquez 1 time in his career, and Velazquez, of course, 4 times in his career.
Step back.
Corner of Velazquez saying throw that right hand over the top. It's worked.
Works because Vazquez is sometimes a little lazy with that jab. And he's the shorter guy. The taller guy has a chance to let that right hand go at a better distance, like he tried there. Vazquez is trying to time some shots here. Trying to time that left hook, time that right hand. You can see he's looking to pot shot something here. Set it up.
Just missed with that right hand over the top to Velazquez.
Vazquez let up a little bit at the end of the round. Let the flow go back to Velazquez.
Tight fight. Round number 7 underway between Israel Vazquez in the black trunks and Hector Velazquez in the blue. 10-round scheduled fight. No man has been down. Velazquez had a point deducted in round number 3, his 3rd low blow of the fight.
Well, what I see right here starting this round is Vazquez looks like he wants to make something happen. And he's forcing his way in. One of 2 things is going to happen. He's either going to make something happen or he's going to get caught forcing his way in. Shorter guy forcing his way in with the taller guy is inviting problems. He becomes straight in. Oh, he got caught the uppercut coming in there. Been waiting for the taller man to start throwing that punch. And now you see the taller Velazquez is going to look to throw that uppercut.
In the last round, it was the overhand rights that he was throwing. Now he's looking to vary it up with the uppercut.
Yeah, well, he sees the smaller guy predictable right now coming straight in. So he figures, why not? You got a shorter guy coming at you. You're the taller guy. Throw that uppercut. If he's coming the same way where you can count on him. Vazquez needs to come in off the side door, not the front door. Get those angles. Vazquez looking at pot shot here. He timed that right hand on Velazquez pretty good there. With all the trouble, with all the things, the difficulties the smaller Vazquez is dealing with, he's got good vision, Bob. He's looking to time a right hand or a left hook all the time.
See the punches landed by round. In every round, Velazquez has thrown at least 94 punches. And another low blow. That is the 4th low blow. And Velazquez is going to lose another point. This is the 2nd point he is losing in this fight. And he could be disqualified. Good counter right hand by Velazquez.
That really hurt Velazquez. He was doing, I thought he was winning that round.
Right hand by Vazquez.
Yeah, he's starting to time those right hands. He's got good vision, Bob. He keeps his eyes real nice in there. He doesn't panic. He stays in the eye of the storm, and he looks to punch inside.
Nice left hand by Vazquez, too.
If we said earlier that he was going to look to throw those shorter punches inside the wide punches of Velazquez, he's starting to do it now. He sits in that pocket real nice. Doesn't panic. Punches with his taller man. 10
seconds remaining in round 7. The second time in the fight, Hector Velazquez in the blue has had a point deducted for a low blow.
Oh, here comes another point being taken away for a low blow, and that one was real close. That wasn't in the middle, it was more on the side of the leg. That was borderline. But takes a point away.
Second time Velazquez has had a point taken away, and it was a very close round. If you give that round to Vazquez, it becomes a 10-8 round. In the last round, power shots, Vazquez 20 of 61, Velazquez 19 of 70. It's been a very, very entertaining and well-paced bout. Double left hand from Velazquez.
Vazquez gets caught when he stands in front of his taller man who needs to be set to punch, and he gives that to him. He stands right in front of him or goes straight back. If he's coming off the sides or bending, does quite well right there. That's what Vazquez needs to do. Coming off the sides or bend as he comes in.
That time he came straight in, but Velazquez did not make him pay.
But watch how somewhere in this round, you'll see Vazquez will start with that good vision. Will start to zero inside, get in the pocket. Look how he's going to get in the pocket, and then he'll look to punch with short punches inside those arms of Velazquez. That's where he's been effective. Where he's had problems is when he pops straight out. Right there.
That time he didn't pay, though.
Nope.
Take a look at Teddy's scorecard through 7, 66-65 Velazquez. Evan 66-65 Vazquez. Vazquez in the black, Velazquez in the blue. Remember, Velazquez has had 2 points deducted in this fight. A low blow. Vazquez did a good job of moving away from those punches.
Real close round here.
Could be one in these last 28 seconds.
Took the words right out of my mouth, partner. And right now, Velazquez is starting to win the round.
Very tight round, round number 8. 2 more to go. Here on Friday Night Fights. Round number 9 underway here on Friday Night Fights on ESPN2, presented by Miller High Life. Bob Papa along with Teddy Atlas. We're in Indio, California. And our main event tonight, Antonio Diaz and James Creighton right now. Round 9, Israel Vazquez in the black, Hector Velazquez in the blue. Velazquez has had 2 points deducted for low blows in this fight. Very close fight. And you take that into consideration. Take a look at the punch numbers in round number 8. And of the 111 thrown by Velazquez, 82 were power shots. He landed 20 of 82 power shots. Vazquez landed 12 of 40 power shots. But it might have been Velazquez winning that round late in the last 30 seconds.
Yeah, the stronger guy, the bigger guy, had the smaller guy standing in front of him. He started taking over a little bit. Vazquez, to neutralize that a little bit, has to use his legs a little bit. Move to the side a little bit on the inside. Punch the body, move to the side. Little steps. So the bigger guy can't get set to punch. Right now, Vazquez standing straight up. Not a good idea with the bigger, stronger guy with long arms.
Here he got tagged. He blocked the second one.
He's got to get small in there, or he's got to go around the guy. Trying to fight fire with fire right now and burn him.
Corner of Velazquez saying, how about an uppercut? Instead, he bounces a left hand off the head of Vazquez.
it right now.
Counter left hand from Velazquez after he got tagged against the ropes.
Gutsy little guy, this Vazquez, though. Both gutsy guys, for that matter.
A very, very quick pace set by both men. Velazquez doing a little holding there. You know, you got to be impressed with Velazquez. He's changed his attack in a lot of the rounds, Teddy. This round, the left hook has been very good for him.
Yeah, he's used his experience real well, and he's taken what's been given to him by the shorter guy.
We start the 10th and final round between Israel Vazquez and Hector Velazquez. Very entertaining bout. Remember, Velazquez had 2 points deducted in this fight for low blows. Velazquez has averaged throwing 101 punches per round. See Teddy's scorecard, 86-83 Velazquez. I have it a little closer, 85-84 for Velazquez.
Now Vazquez feeling maybe that he's behind, which I think he is, and you think he is, starting to take chances coming in, and he's leaning forward a little bit more. That uppercut by the taller Velazquez can really start to pay off now if he starts to throw it at the right time. Because Vazquez can lean right into it. See the way he's leaning forward there, Bob? That left hook made him lean forward. Throw a left hook and then a right hand. Or right uppercut, I should say, you feel Velazquez.
Coming into this last round, Velazquez had landed 71 more punches than the shorter Vazquez. Vazquez, on the other hand, averaging about 78 punches a round thrown.
Vazquez feels that he needs to roll the dice a little bit, right in there. Right in the kitchen there, like they like to say. I think he needs to score a knockdown to turn this fight around, the shorter Vazquez. Only problem, he's fighting it so tight that he's smothering a lot of his punches. He probably has to look to nail something with a little bit more distance to score a knockdown.
The fight probably wouldn't be as close as our cards have it if Velazquez didn't have the points deducted for the low blows.
Right. See, I think Vazquez, now when you're anxious and you know you're behind, what do? You run in there and you get in close and you start going to work. But you got to do the opposite. You got to look right around here. Right around there. You got to look where there's a little distance to nail the guy. Right around there to nail him like that. To nail him with a clean punch. Because you get in too close, too much in it. Right there. That's where you got to do it. Boy, he did it. That's where you got to do it.
Boy, and that could change the judges' scorecards. How the final numbers are tallied.
See, you need that little distance to time it if you're going to pull a knockdown out of the bag. And that's exactly what Vazquez did. He adjusted, he got a little distance. That's where he is now. He needs that little distance if he's going to score a knockdown. Because in too close, Bob, you're just going to smother yourself. Playing around with that head a little bit, the short man. Boy, he's starting to get that distance. See how he has the right distance now? He's looking at time. He's looking at time, Velazquez. And he can still score a knockout here. Because this guy's been knocked out 4 times.
Well, he's trying. He's got 7 seconds to do it.
Boy, he really turned it on nice, Bob.
You know what, Teddy? On my card, he's just pulled out a decision win with the knockdown. Because I had him down by a point going into this last round. Remember, Velazquez had the 2 points deducted for the low blow. So we'll take a look at the knockdown, Teddy. And you're right, Vazquez created the right distance.
Yeah, he did. He had good eyes. They said he's got good vision. And he got the right distance where he could time that right hand. He needed distance to do that. And we said early on that he could punch inside those wide punches. And he did. When you're the taller guy, sometimes you throw wide punches, long punches. And that allows the shorter guy to throw short punches inside the wide punches. And that's what he did.
A very appealing 10 rounds of boxing. Good effort by Israel Vazquez and Hector Velazquez. We'll get the judges' scorecards when we return. Final punch numbers. Velazquez outlanding Vazquez 238-175. Vazquez had the edge in the knockdown in round 10. Velazquez had points deducted in 2 of the rounds for low blows. Teddy, your scorecard, you have it 94-93 for Velazquez. I have it 94-93 for Vazquez. Mark Biro has the judges' official cards.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a split decision. Judge Marty Dinkin scores the fight 96-91 Vazquez. Judge Fritz Werner sees it 94-93 Velazquez. And Judge Max DeLuca scores it 96-91 to the winner by split decision, Israel Vazquez.
Well, Teddy, a couple of those early rounds that you and I kind of favored Velazquez. The judges obviously must have favored Vazquez in that situation, and then the points for the low blows obviously killed Velazquez.
Yeah, I mean, those points really make it hard to tell which way the judges are going to go because there's so many different ways to go with that, whether it's an even round or you give it to the other guy. But either way, close fight.
Vazquez picks up win number 24. Velazquez his 7th loss. Here's Brian and Max.